So I was having a conversation recently with a business owner, and their target is 1.5 million for turnover. And I said, okay, let's think about where you are at the moment and then work backwards to what it is that they would need to do. So I'll make some numbers up, but it was basically, let's say they're at 1.3. So they've got 200,000 that they need to add on to that.
Mm-hmm.
So 200 divided by the 1300. So they need 15% revenue growth. And I said, well, you did 22% last year. Oh. I'm like, so why are we settling on 1.5 when you're already growing faster than that? Economy is contracting. You grew at 22%. So I ran the numbers from the year before. You had 22% revenue growth here. Why do you think it's going to slow to 15? They're like, oh, well, maybe we're not going to grow as quickly, and we did a lot in that last year. I'm like, okay, like completely get that. I said, well, let's have a look also what your costs increased from last year. And we've started to erode a little bit of margin because we're not paying close enough attention to that. So there's a risk and a red flag for us. I said, we need to increase our prices to maintain that margin. Are we going to do that? Yep, we're going to do that. And I said, okay, roughly what are we going to do? Well, we're going to increase our prices by 5%. So then all of a sudden they're at 1.365.
Wow.
Just by increasing the prices. So yet they might have some people drop off that don't want to use them, but that's something that they're committed to doing. So now they basically need 135K of revenue outside of that. So now it's only 10% of new growth. So the question that I asked them, and the question that we want the listeners to ask themselves out there, and you can get some seriously free Next Advisory coaching here, is, okay, what are the processes that a business that turns over $1.5 million needs in order to do this? Now, then I said, but we know that 1.5 isn't really a good figure. It's too small for you. We're playing it too safe. What are the processes that a business that turns over $2 million has? What are they? Now, then we started getting into the work of, okay, that's the how. So what are the processes that they have? So when I said to them, when was the last time you sent out an email? They said, oh, we haven't actually done that for a bit. I said, do you reckon the $2 million business does it? Yeah, they probably do it. Do you reckon they've got a process around it? Yeah, they probably do. Okay, maybe if you want to do 1.5 or 2, we need a process around that. So that, I think, is the how, and that's the bit that people can't do because they don't want to turn it into a process. It's like, oh, we'll hire a BD person, we'll do some sales, we might start some marketing. They sound like the right answers, but you need to work back to what are the processes that we actually need in order to keep dropping out more revenue and to create some, hopefully, profitability if we've got the margin right.